We're back on Open Line on a Thursday night as we continue talking about ways that we can all try to reduce the problem of youth crime. And Bishop Marcus Campbell, who is with Mount Carmel Missionary Baptist Church here in Nashville and also heads up the group Gentlemen and Not Gangsters. The acronym is GANG. How do you recruit kids or convince young people to come to this program or go through this program? Where do you find them? How does that work?
As far as juvenile court goes, we are the first tier of that probation. So once they're assessed through the grip court, then they send us referrals of the boys that's going to come through the program. But we do have referrals where I have grandparents that have gotten my number from when I've been on TV before, or asked somebody about it, inbox me through Facebook and say, hey, I need help with my child or my grandchild. And I say, well, come out, let me meet them, and then we'll put them in the program. When we have walk-ins, they just don't graduate within 12 weeks. We really actually mentor them for quite a bit of time.
Yeah, sometimes it can take years, right?
Yes, sir. We do home visits and we do school visits. That's a part of our program because we are very vested in making sure that we take the journey with the child.
Tell me about that journey, that 12 weeks. What goes on? What's the message? How do you implement?
We talk about classification, change, confession, competition, currency, community, conflict and interest, trauma. On our trauma night, we have a Vanderbilt trauma doctor comes in and talk about what he sees when they're wheeled in there with all these bullet holes in them. Accountability, and understand that they are held accountable for what they do, and also they're held accountable to make sure their friends stay out of trouble too. We take them on trips to TSU. A lot of the kids, when they come in for orientation, their goal is only to live to see 21, but because of that TSU college tour, we've had young men that say they want to live to see 21 go on to college themselves, or either to the military or at least take up a trade.
Yeah, vocational school as
yes,
well.
Sir.
Do you have students and leaders at TSU who help out with this, to talk to the kids?
Yes, I do. Pastor Frank Stevenson, which is the dean of students there, me and him grew up together. We went to high school together, so that's how I get my tours at the school. And while we're there, he talks to them about how he grew up in UCJC in South Nashville, and the things that he had to endure through because of where he grew up at, and how now, you know, he's making great money and he's the dean of students here on the college campus. So he always tell him, if I can make it, I know you can. It's just about you applying yourself and just connecting with the right people that you can trust, that'll help catapult you the way you need to be.
Such a great resource to have with
yes, sir.
TSU and Fisk and historically black colleges, universities, you know, to show, especially young African American men,
yes, sir.
that there is a future. You know, education is a huge part of that. Huge part of that.
Yes, sir.
737+ is the phone number tonight if you'd like to join in. So throughout the 12 weeks, is there a particular a key week? I know you talked about trauma. You were talking about physical trauma. What about mental, emotional trauma? How do you tackle that issue? That's a sensitive one.
We talk about it during our ACEs part of the program, dealing with their adult early childhood, you know, experiences, and we talk about that. You know, what we do is we have them draw how they view where they live at and what they've experienced in their life, so they can talk about it. And it's very interesting to see some of the things that they've been through, but that way we can have an open conversation about it. Sometimes we have to break up in groups. Some of them don't like to talk about their personal problems, you know, with the whole group. Our one-on-one interaction is big. A lot of kids might not do a lot of conversing within the class. That's why some of the journeymen or myself might have a phone number, or they got our phone number and say, hey, I want to talk. So we pull them to the side and have a conversation with them.
What's a journeyman?
A journeyman is a mentor, and I rather call them journeymen instead of mentors, because I feel like we're taking a journey with the kid for the rest of their life. Because even when they finish our gang program, we stay in touch with the kids to make sure that at least trying to stay on the right track.
How many people are involved with this?
I have about 8 journeymen right now. My wife created the girl part of gang, which is called GIFT, Growing in Faith Together.
Okay. And you're always looking for more volunteers?
Always looking for more volunteers.
What are you looking for in someone to help out?
Someone that has passion, their heart is really vested in wanting to see the young men or the young ladies really get on the right path, to see them excel in whatever their dream or goals are. Somebody really want to do it. I don't need somebody just to come around just to say they've been in the program and to talk to them or whatever, but I want them to have a heart for it. Like my heart goes out to them. I'm very vested. My heart only functions at 25%. I have atrial fibrillation and cardiomyopathy, but I made a vow to myself that the rest of the life that God grants me to have, I'm going to make sure I vested in seeing that these young men or young ladies make something out of themselves, and they don't have to wind up in the pen for the rest of their life or in the grave.
Fantastic. 737+ is the phone number. As you two move through high school, what are your goals next? You want to go to college?
Yes, sir. I do want to go to a 4-year college and pursue my doctorate degree in business.
Okay. How about you?
I'd like to go to college and pursue I would like to major in business and minor in law and pursue a doctorate in theology.
Theology?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic.
That's awesome.
Do you see yourself staying in the Nashville area, or would you move on somewhere else?
I see myself very much staying in the Nashville area for my undergrad career, but as soon as that graduate school door open, I'm going out of state.
Yeah, wherever you can find the right fit for you. How about you, Josh?
I don't see myself staying in Nashville, but I see myself coming back to Nashville, investing a lot of things in Nashville.
Don't forget where you came from.
Definitely.
How many other groups are out there like yours? Do you work with other nonprofits, or is it just through juvenile justice?
Yes, there's some great grassroots organizations that are out there, just like Gang. Like he said, the REAL program is a great program. Ron Johnson used to be over the program, but Tay is over it now. Great group of guys, really love the kids, really vested into it. We got Gideon's Army with Rashida, another great organization that's out there. Nashville Peacemaker with Clement Greenlee, amazing program. The MAC program with Kenny Turner is an amazing program. You got Phil Hawkins with the DASH program, that's great. And then Terry Key, he has a great program called the Edge Hill Bike Club. So I know a whole lot of them. We all kind of talk and we share the same thing, that a lot of times financially we don't have the finances to do more what we would like to do. So sometimes that's kind of crippling for us, that we don't have the momentum and the capacity we would like to have, all because of the financial situation of trying to run the program.
So you gladly accept donations from the community?
Oh, Lord, yes, because like I said, we want to take our guys in this class we got now. I've been wanting to take them to the Civil Rights Museum, because a lot of these boys, they don't even know who Dr. King is. So things like that, to exposing them to stuff. I just need the money to travel, take them places, take them to Morehouse, different places like that. So they'd be like, wow, you know what, I've seen this. It was a guy named Witzkenberg, a German guy. And he said something that I read that was so profound. He said, because my language is limited, my world is limited. We got to help expand people's language so their world won't be limited.
Speak, Bishop.
Let's go to line 1 and welcome one of our regulars, Lucy. Hi, Lucy.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, what's on your mind tonight?
Well, I want to say hello to Bishop Campbell. It's been a while since I've seen you. I'm glad your heart's still ticking, dear.
Yeah.
You are a sweet guy. I've been to Bishop Campbell's church, and I just want everybody to know I ran into a lot of strong women there, grandmothers, mothers, single mothers, grannies that have raised their own grandchildren. And it was a good experience the day that I was there. And I got to meet Clement Greenlee, somebody that I always wanted to meet. And I have such a high regard for that woman because she's been through the pain. Bishop Campbell, you told me the day that I was over there on the night that you had your gang program that I could come if I wanted to come. And I don't know if that offer is still open, but if it is, I would suggest to people, if you wanted to volunteer, and you're not quite sure how much of your heart that you really want to put into this, they could sit in maybe a few times or whatnot. And to those two young men sitting there, I think they know by now that a mentor sometimes is in a moment. It's not necessarily somebody that you see all the time. There have been people who have come through my life that I've had a 30-minute conversation with them. And I think, Bishop Campbell, you can relate to this. When I graduated from college, I didn't go to my college graduation. There was a dress code. I couldn't afford the shoes or the dress, to meet the dress code.
Right.
And I couldn't afford to buy the robe. All I could afford to do was pay for my degree requirements. But I ran into the professor that was retiring that year, that had been one of my professors, and I only had one class with him, but he kept up with me through the years. And he did the ceremonies at my college graduation, and I ran into him to campus that summer, and he told me, I was so sad to not see you at your college graduation because I wanted to personally hand you your diploma and then hop on the stage, because I told him sometimes when I feel like crazy, I just jump in a mud puddle, and he told me he'd taken my advice. And it was something like that. I'm like, he's been there all along. So sometimes when some old lady is telling you something and is ragging on your case, or some old man's telling you to get off his lawn or something, or straighten your tie or pull up your drawers, they're not doing it to be mean. And I think you two young gentlemen know that. They do that because they really care, and it can be just one time. But these two young men there, you're sitting with a guy, Bishop Campbell there, that has walked it back and forth on both sides of life and death. He's not doing it for the fun of this. And I want to say one more thing before I hang up.
Sure.
Is that I went to your website at Mount Carmel a few days ago, Bishop Campbell, and was reading through the webpage there. And you didn't say my wife. You said that you are the husband of, and you gave your wife's name. It is about the language, and it is about the words, and it is about the experiences, because I spent most of my childhood not going anywhere. And when you see that there's another world out there, or maybe that crazy old white woman over there, what she's looking at, she comes up to you to say, you've got nice hair, that can make your day. And it's not all Superman saving the day or anything else, but it's the little things that you have to take and cherish.
You're absolutely
right. Thank you. Good to see you, Bishop Campbell. Take care of that sweetheart of yours.
All right,
Thanks,
Bye-bye,
Lucy.
y'all.
We appreciate it so much. She's one of our regulars, and she's great. That's nice to hear. Validation, right?
Yes.
You're right.
Yeah. All right. With that, we're going to take another break, everybody, and be back. If you'd like to call in, be a part of the conversation, 737+ is the phone number. We'll be right back.